I will introducing the light novels that needs a must-read. Hi, it's Takeshi here. This time, the noteworthy light novels released in August. As an introduction, it will be released by the 4th week of August. I'm personally interested in the new slew of light novels. Let's pick up and introduce the works. This time, the focus is on MF Bunko J, pretty strong in the hot pot catch from some certain web novels. There's also some volumes from Famitsu Bunko, MF Books, and many more, which it's sad to see it ends pretty soon. That said, this is also a hot topic, which has me intrigued. There are also some works that I have brought up, so I shall introduce them today. First title in the lineup is the novel Alkali Ratusiai, Setsuri Kaiseki System, spin-off. This novel is originally from a music video from the same name by the Vocaloid producer Kariki Bear, sung by Hatsune Miku. It's actually rare to see, after all these years. This single has been made into a novel after 7 years debuted. From a standpoint, it does really tell about two best classmates, gradually develops a close relationship, then suddenly changed one day when one obtains a power of a magical girl, based on the synopsis and the song. This song and the novel is also sung by many artists, using as cover songs, from Tachingpi to Kurahoshi Yuta. It's no surprise that this song also still lives on to heretofore, after being inducted into the Vocaloid Hall of Fame. Whoever listened to Vocaloid songs should pick this novel up, because it's quite catchy and good. Jimai Saikatsu Volume 9. That said, this volume this time was very peak. Every story, every chapter has the moments where it felt great. At this point, I was also really thrilled that it got an anime adaptation, so I'm looking forward to that. This time, in Volume 9. Yuta and Saki found a suitable distance through reconciliation, but immediately after that, they ended up spending 2 days completely alone without their parents. It was unsuspectingly the two were already beyond the borders of being a brother and sister relationship. Now being in love of one another. If you were a brother from another family, you'll know it's going to get even borderline crazy from there. Definitely a must pick up for new readers. Playing Death Games to Put Food on the Table Volume 4. For start, I assumed this was primarily a fantasy story, but it actually was a modern death game story. Death game stories really needs more attention, isn't it not? This time, the story now went on a Halloween spree, where a tragedy had occurred in which most of the participants were killed in a game that was held around the same time. As far as it goes, the character designs went on a little upgrade, probably because it's Halloween, which is really nice. There's also a manga adaptation, so it's great to progress for better understanding. Next is Black Gun's Mafia Girl. This new novel is said to be a modern noir-type story, which is a rare genre to have with. The story is set in cyberpunk future, where VRSNS, a service that deepens interaction with others in a virtual world that realizes the ultimate reality, has appeared. Ruled by next generation of mafia and bandits. This is the type of story that makes my reading list more intrigued. As said, mafia stories are rarely became the topic of genres. As the author of the story was by Yuta Ugi, the same creator who did the 2013 one-shot Monster Days. Seems like the author has a taste in making different genres. Everyone has that crazy dreams of becoming a mafia boss. Will do pick this up soon. Next is the novel spin-off Nagisa Natsunaji Still Wants to Be a High School Girl. Volume 1 The detective is already dead. Ordinary Case. This spin-off story was just announced last month at the MF Bunko J Summer School Festival. This time, it explores the main character Nagisa, which retells her story in her school life days. There is some fresh new characters that I know or I don't know of, which is quite interesting. If there's Volume 1, the story could be told to many more layers. I do also notice there's siesta inside, which maybe there's something might would happen. I might assume it could go on 3 volumes, since there's only Siesta and not Kamizuka to be seen. Fans and readers of Tanmoshi should give this a check. Gogo 4G. Tomei, Tokidoki Seiyuu Volume 2, English title, 4 p.m. Invisible, Sometimes Voice Actor Volume 2. This is the second volume from the author of Senkaku no Kyori wa Kajirinai Zero, Misaki Sajinomiya. This novel was also announced its second volume on the recently MF Bunko J Summer School Festival, with a CM to promote its Volume 1 sale and the release of Volume 2. Before then, Volume 1 was the introduction to the field of voice acting and its perks. Now in Volume 2, the stage gets even higher as she is officially working as a replacement for a super popular voice actress. Enrolling in a voice actress field was pretty hard, if you know what was in store for. In addition, there's also 2 new characters introduced, which looks like just being side character thus far. But the relationship between the 2 main characters was as very Yuri-like. The atmosphere in this volume was also very lively, making the story more interesting to read for. Would probably pick this up since this is the author's 10th featured works. And finally, Sherlock plus Academy Logic. Volume 2, Macbeth Jack Jack. So it has now officially became detectives, yes. Before then, the first volume was where we're introduced to the characters as they enrolled in the academy full of aspiring detectives. Now in Volume 2, the stakes even gets higher as they tackle their first and compelling case. It seems detectives genres had been a little far behind in the main topic of light novels genres, since the dawn of Tanmoshi era, is it not? Although, the characters' designs seem very familiar, probably because of the artist drew a certain novel in other publishers. The scenery inside the volume was somewhat beautiful, as you can see the mountains further away from the sea. To those who love detective genres, this book is a must pick up. With the MF Bunko J releases of August revealed, I'll now be introducing other titles that will be released on 4th week of August. We'll start with the title from Famitsu Bunko, is the final volume. When I lent 500 yen to a friend, he sent his sister as collateral, but what should I do? This seems to be the final volume of the romantic story, where lending money has ended, and love has bloomed. In this final volume, 2 went their separate ways, which one's having a college life, and the other leads a high school life busy preparing for exams. I do feel that if you lend money to a friend, which was the sister of that friend, something unexpected happens. Furthermore, the volume has come into full circle, so it does really has the happy ending expecting. The whole volume does actually looks great, with its wholesome atmosphere of fluff, love and joy mixed into it. Its first volume was also fan-translated. If you do like it, do mind check it out if interested. Next, is the spin-off series, Arafu Kenja no Aiskai Saikatsu Nikki, 0, English title, The Diary of a Sage Around 40 Living in Another World, 0. This is the spin-off from the main series, depicting the origins of the main character. It's also quite refreshing to see a quite popular series having their own story, to see where it all started. The characters' designs were also consistently improved a little, as some of them were not featured in the main series. The series also has its own manga adaptation, which has a different version, but told from the same perspective. But sadly to say, it still doesn't have an anime adaptation. I wish they did, but they didn't yet as of now. I wonder if they will announce it on the August 27th, prior with MF Book's 10th anniversary. Worth to check this series out if you're an avid Isekai fan. Then, there is the final series, Haruna-chan, Genbaru Fairy Tale Chronicle, Volume 10. As being said in the previous video, this volume was indeed the finale story. No sequel, no spin-offs, but it really did went on a high note. The main character of the craftsman had the love of his life happily through. I won't much likely to ask what happened to the other girls that was him along the way because they either end up rejected or not compatible. Still, I wished the story could stay a little longer, but it really had to be ended. At least, they finally found a way to return to their own world in the end. It's really a worth to read. Should check it out. Next, this is the -X Bunko releases, where is the new novel, Suwayaki Kanako no Heavy Multiplication X Kanri, English title, Heavy Multiplication X Management of Kanako. No matter what I think about it, the only thing I can think of is that it's because my brain is finished. So, a new erotic comedy series has arrived. This is based on the manga Angel Nikoka on the YouTube channel. The story doesn't start from the fact that the hero who participated in the trends of the business partner stops the heroine who missed her last train at her home. It is said that she was a genuine cleaning maniac who rejoiced when she saw dirt and got excited when she saw dust. It's said that she was a genuine cleaning mania who rejoices when she sees dirt and gets excited when she sees dust. It seems that the heroine, who wants to set up the main character who is living, not only cleans her, but also massages and cooks. Is it going to be a spoiled romantic comedy? Even so, I wonder what's really going into that part of the title. Is it something like life management? There are quite bold illustrations in the mouth illustration, and it is fully equipped with an erotic direction. It seems that there is a big iron plate in this kind of genre. Nuryu-sensei's illustrations are cute, too. I think people who want to read adult comedy should check out this work. In addition, there is also some other upcoming titles, including Reincarnated Mage with Inferior Eyes, Breezing Through the Future as an Oppressed Ex-Hero, Volume 7 and The Real Other World I Logged Out From There, Not a VR MMO, Volume 4. It will be also released to the fans, so don't miss it. And finally, Virgin Knight Who is the Frontier Lord in the Gender-Switched World, Volume 3. This series is a different world that is locally talked about. It's a fantasy, isn't it? It's a colorful atmosphere, but it's actually a solid battlefield fantasy, and it's surprisingly worth reading. The main character from modern Japan is reincarnated in a different world where the ratio of men and women is 10-to-1 and women are dominant. The erotic development is moderate, and the worldview is a feudal society, so you can enjoy a surprisingly rugged fantasy. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the illustration. I don't know, but once you read it, I think you'll be hooked on the fun of it. A nomadic equestrian nation that resembles the Mongol Empire in the real world will appear, and the depth of the war fantasy will likely increase considerably. You can expect it as an upstart fantasy, so if you haven't read it, please check out this series. Moreover, some upcoming overlap Bunko titles includes The Hidden Strongest Knight Executed in the Kingdom as a Traitor. The True Strongest One went through regression and became a hero on the Imperial Route, Volume 2, A Modern Dungeon Life Enjoyed by the Ordinary Explorer, Volume 2, Kuro Tobi no Seija, Suiho Sareta Kaifuku Jutsushi wa Aryamaru Marioka de Yami Mahu wa Kiwamura, Saint of the Black Kite, Volume 2. My Fave Persons Moved into Condominium Where I Live, Volume 2 and That Stupid Runt Who Reunited with Me After 10 Years Is Now Transformed into a Beautiful and Innocent High School Girl, Volume 3. All of these volumes will also be released this 25th, so don't miss it. This time, we have picked up notable titles that will be released in late August. This time, there were many spin-offs of popular series, and there were many unexpected series developments, which was interesting. I wonder if there was a hot pot that everyone was interested in. So far, I will continue to introduce the weekly next week, so I would be happy if you could click the subscribe button with the meaning of supporting the channel or watch another video. See you in the next video again. This has been Takashi, goodbye.